So if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below because we cover a ton of 90 Day Fiancé right here on the channel. All right, guys, so let's get into it. Today, we're talking about a couple that we haven't spoken about so far, and that's Devin from the USA and her man, Nick from South Korea. And if we look at the name, especially Devin, it kind of sounds familiar. And so what is it with all these Devins that are getting South Korean men? So let's talk about this couple because there's been some information dropped. There's been a couple of spoilers dropped for this couple. And the spoiler is that these two perhaps are already married and have been married for some time. And perhaps we're going to see that wedding take place on this season of 90 Day Fiancé. So let's take a look at what's going on with Nick and Devin. So this is coming to us from Screen Rant. We're also going to look at the official information from Starcasm in just a bit as well. Now, 90 Day Fiancé, did Nick and Devin get married on season 10? So the 90 Day Fiancé season 10 couple, Nick and Devin, reminds fans of Jihoon and Devin. Do they remind you guys of Jihoon and Devin? Let me know what you think. I mean, we have an American woman named Devin on one side, and then we have her South Korean man on the other side. But besides that, I'm not exactly sure that I'm getting the same kind of vibes, besides the fact that, you know, this American lady is with a Korean man. I never really got good vibes from Devin Clegg before, so that was always the thing here. And of course, Devin Clegg kind of had a bit of a meltdown on her last season of the show, and subsequently was not ever invited back to come and do a show again, even though she moved on from Jihoon with her new man Topher Park. And that relationship surprisingly has been lasting for a bit. But enough about Devin Clegg. Let's talk about this couple right here. So couple Nick, aka Sung Do Ham, and Devin Hoofman, season 10 storyline might not have such a bad outcome after all. Nick is a 31-year-old Korean man who stars in the 2023 version of the show with his American partner Devin, who's 23. She's about 8 years younger than he is, which I think is a similar kind of age gap as it was between Jihoon and Devin as well. Now, Nick and Devin are reminding fans of Jihoon, Lee, and Devin Clegg because of some similarities in their love story. Jihoon and Devin's marriage ended up in flames, but Nick and Devin will surely surprise the audience with what happens. The shy Nick will have to overcome cultural differences once he moves to a small town in America after Devin manages to impress his parents in Korea. Now, Nick was born and raised in South Korea, but he went to Australia for work and stayed there for 6 years. Nick also learned English in Australia, and he works as an electrical engineer by day and is a karaoke champion by night. Now, having been to South Korea, karaoke is everywhere, and a lot of people there claim to be karaoke experts. So Nick is originally from Daejeon in South Korea. He grew up as an introverted child who was bullied a lot. Nick went to military service and decided he wanted to leave Korea and see what was out there in the world. Now, he hadn't dated anyone for about 2 years. When his friend asked him to download Tinder, Nick met Devin on the dating app. So Nick is moving to Searcy, Arkansas on a K-1 visa. Now, she was a cute and friendly and the first white girl that he had ever dated. Nick felt Devin was an introvert like him. He struggled to make her laugh the first time they met. Now, Nick dated Devin for 2 years in Australia. However, Devin soon started to miss her family and friends back home in the USA. She wanted to go back, but Nick couldn't imagine living in 2 different countries. This is why they got engaged and applied for the K-1 visa. Now, Nick is worried about moving to Searcy because he feels it has nothing for him. There's not a lot of diversity there and no Korean community or restaurants to make Nick feel at home. And I think Nick has a bit of a point. I mean, it's hard enough to, integrate in a big city, but if you move to a small city where, you come from Korea and there's not a lot of, food, there's not a lot of people like you, it might make it a little more challenging to integrate. So I think he has a point there, but of course, at the same time, he says that he does want to move to the USA and he does want to change his life. So I think that he's going to try to make it work. Now, the first time they got engaged wasn't romantic at all. 90 Day Fiancé star Nick wished to propose to Devin romantically, but he needed to get permission from his parents to do that. He wondered if his parents would measure Devin against typical Korean girls. They have a specific standard for a daughter-in-law and expect Nick's future bride to behave and act a certain way. Now, if Devin blows this up, my family won't let me go to the U.S. and it's going to destroy my whole life, he told the cameras. Devin revealed that she was concerned about whether his parents would like her or not. So they married. This is the big spoiler here. They married on April Fool's Day. So April 1st is when they got married. So we're assuming that the meeting with the parents, we're assuming that the whole thing obviously went well because, he moved to America and the couple is now married as per court records. Sarcasm confirmed that Nick and Devin applied for their marriage license on March 1st, 2023, and they officially married a month later on April 1st, 2023. The wedding ceremony was officiated by someone who works as an agricultural technology instructor at the local college. Meanwhile, Nick's LinkedIn profile says he's still living in Cersei. 90 Day Fiancé Season 10 finale will thus cover Nick and Devin's wedding ceremony in America. So this is the big spoiler. I don't know if you guys heard about this or not, but Nick and Devin already married. So this is giving me some vibes of like Jabri and Miona, perhaps already being married. We've had a couple of couples before that were kind of already married. And so, storyline was kind of spoiled that way. Let's see what Sarcasm is saying about these two. So, they are married. 30-year-old Nick, I think he's 31 by now, and 23-year-old Devin met on a dating app in Australia. So he was working down under at the time. Now, Devin's solo adventure turned romantic after she met Nick on Tinder, according to the couple's official bio from TLC. They spent 3 magical weeks together in Sydney before Devin returned home and realized she did not want to live without Nick. All right, and Nick filed for his K1 visa, but the process was held up by the COVID pandemic, as featured on this. This was like a week or two ago. Devin flies to South Korea to meet with Nick's family in hopes of getting parental approval for their union. So, Nick does make it to the USA. So it was revealed in the TLC press release, that Nick's K1 visa does get approved and he does make it to the USA. After 2 long years of waiting, Nick finally arrived in the States. Thereby, it reads, Nick finds that it's not so easy to overcome cultural differences in small town America and deal with Devin's large but opinionated family. I assume this means that Nick's parents did approve of Devin. Yes, they did. Making it to America wasn't the last hurdle for Nick. However, that leads us to the major spoiler reveal. So they got married. We know that Nick made it. And, he spent time with Devin's family in Cersei, Arkansas. The small town southern vibes did they give Nick cold feet? No, because here is the document right here. And we already went over the dates here. So they got married on April 1st. And this is the marriage license right here. So it says State of Arkansas, County of White, you are hereby commanded to solemnize the right and publish the banns of matrimony between Mr. Sungdo Ham of Cersei in the County of White, State of Arkansas, USA. He's 31 at the time of this wedding of marriage, and Devin Hoofman, who was 24 at that time. So this, you can see all the details are here. It's very, very clear. These two are very, very married. And so, everything is signed. You can see who's officiating it. And you can see the date right there, the 1st of April, 2023. So there's not a lot of additional information on the marriage license or marriage certificate. So it was officiated by a minister who looks to be an agricultural technology instructor. So he was 31, she was 24. So they both live in Cersei, Arkansas. And that was where they filed out the marriage license. So even his LinkedIn profile says that he does live in Arkansas. So it's not even a huge shocker because they didn't even bother to kind of hide this information and remove it from Instagram because, we know that he's there and he's living there. And they got married. So it's not, you can find those documents, but it doesn't seem like they're going to great lengths to hide what happens on the show. And I wonder why. I wonder if TLC somehow allowed them to kind of spill some of this information or at least put it out there subtly in a way that people would be able to search for it and find it and then talk about it. I'm not exactly sure about why. Perhaps this is a theory that I have. Perhaps they're going to come on in also another season of the show, and we're going to see the trials and tribulations of Nick in America, in small town America, because I do think that that might make for some interesting TV. I'd like to see how Nick, this guy that, you know, Korean guy, he's lived in Australia a bit, so he has a bit of a taste for the kind of Western lifestyle, even though America is not Australia. But I think it would be interesting to see how he would integrate in a small town in Arkansas. So very interesting about what's going to happen. What do you guys make of this? Are you guys shocked? Now, if we look at their Instagram profile, so they're not super active. This was Nick's last post. Why is everyone so upset? What's wrong with calling my fiance a piggy? You're upset because you're actually fat. So he kind of, yeah, that was a controversial moment right there. And he's kind of, I don't know if he's addressing this in the right way. You know, I know, you know, some people have different opinions on this. You guys let me know what you made about this whole thing. But people are not really, they're not really impressed by him, you know, making that joke. They think it's rude. And so this is what some people are saying. The problem is your fiance expressed that she doesn't like the nickname, and you just completely dismissed her feelings about it and continued to call her piggy because you want to. You're being stubborn. Everyone's telling you it's not right, and just continue to do whatever you want as your fiance's feelings mean nothing to you. She doesn't like it. Find another pet name. I really don't see why you're so attached to it. So this person said that she said or say she doesn't like it. On her IG, she said oink oink to all the haters. So kind of a confusing thing here. I feel like this is kind of done in a way to just draw, you know, drum up some drama, but that's just my opinion. You guys let me know what you make about this whole thing in the comment section down below. Do you enjoy these two on the show? Let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Do these two remind you of Jihoon and Devin? I'm not sure that they do, besides the Korean factor here and the Devin name. I feel like these two might be more compatible. I saw a lot of toxicity signs early on with Jihoon and Devin from both sides. You know, both Jihoon and Devin were guilty of different things. Jihoon didn't want to, you know, get a job. He didn't want to grow up. And Devin was kind of very manipulative. And, you know, she was always gaslighting Jihoon. That relationship was so doomed to fail, in my opinion. I'm not sure if I see the same signs here. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did. Hit that subscribe button down below for more content right here on the channel. And I'll see you guys very soon. Take care.